Hi! Today I'm here with Malia.
Hi.
And we are at VidCon.
It's crazy!
This is my first official VidCon hotel room video. It is also the only one, but
I'm so honored.
I'm enjoying it. Today, we are going to talk about packing.
Oh god.
Because the way that we've met is that you do a lot of traveling and Malia stayed in my old flat in London. I feel like we talk about packing a lot.
We talk about just travel stuff and like logic surrounding travel stuff, and like we both, oh god, we have like the exact same preferences as far as a lot of travel.
And as you guys know, like I love packing and I've done a video over on European Mode with Marion about like minimalist packing for like a 3-day trip.
Yeah.
I am currently in LA and I brought my Herschel backpack and a tiny carry-on suitcase for a 9-day trip.
Yeah, you did.
And so that's what I aim for. Tip number 1, packing cubes.
Packing cubes.
Packing cubes are heaven sent.
Oh god.
If you haven't seen packing cubes before, they're just like these little things that fold up into tiny bags and you can like stack t-shirts into them. I always have one for like all my underwear and extra bits, and then one for all my t-shirts, and it's perfect because it means when you open your suitcase, no explosions.
Exactly. No explosions and no exceptions. You need to be using this for every trip. I got a pack of 3, medium, large, and small for I think $20, which I know for like a bag, like just like a zipper bag, sounds expensive, but they are made of like durable, light material, and it helps you organize everything so much better. I could fit like a week's worth of clothes into something like this.
Also, if you have dirty clothes, if you keep one for your dirty clothes, you know when you put it in a plastic bag and you open it up and you get home and it's bad?
It's real bad.
This usually has like a little see-through mesh thing going on.
Next tip is if you have a double carry-on, one needs to be all of your entertainment, the stuff that you need to access for the flight, and the other one is just what you don't plan on touching.
You don't want to be that person that has to like open up their suitcase in the middle of the aisle because their headphones are in there.
You're gonna be traveling with these people for conceivably hours. You don't want to be that like, oh, that's the guy who held up the line for 15 minutes because he just had to get his laptop out of the bottom of his carry-on.
Yep.
I hardly ever check bags because I just pack very lightly across the board. So what I like to do is I usually carry a lot of equipment with me. So one is my equipment bag and my duffel bag has all my clothes in it. What do we do in that case?
Oh no, which one's your entertainment bag?
You know what? I have a secret third bag that I keep in my duffel bag. When I get on the plane, all I have to do is take it out of the top of the duffel, put the duffel up there, put my equipment up there, and I'm done.
When we're talking about entertainment, we mean books, music,
anything
whatever
on
you use.
flight. If you have to take don't panic pills because you're afraid of flying and you need a phone full of funny videos, that's what you have at the ready, Malia. This is going to require some forethought. So you need to think about, okay, when I'm on the plane, what am I going to need access to, and make sure that's all in one place that'll go right under your seat that you can get.
And especially with like 8-hour flights, you really need to think about what you need.
Exactly.
Tip number 3, I made a little purchase before I went on this trip because I knew I was just gonna have carry-on, it was gonna be lots of stuff. So I bought a little crossbody bag, like a tiny one, that had my passport in it, my travel documents, and my wallet. And so it meant that every time I wanted to like buy a bottle of water or go through many of the like security levels, I didn't have to take everything off, so my backpack could just stay on. Unless you have a jacket on that has really good deep pockets, you don't want to put stuff in your pocket and like lose your passport. It makes me really nervous. I get really hot and flustered in airports, and so if I'm wearing a jacket, I want to be able to take it off and not have to worry like, oh, my phone's in there, this is in there, and then I can just like take it off and like put it over.
Essentially keep like everything, passport, wallet, things that you're going to be needing often and quick access to. Whatever your preference, make sure you can access it without having to take off 18 layers and dig through a giant bag. Tip number 4, think about what you're going to wear if you're going to travel by a plane. So, packing. Sometimes you go to a cold weather environment from a warm weather environment. And are you gonna just toss your boots, your giant boots and your jacket and stuff all in your duffel bag and then leave the plane and you're gonna be all cold? No, no, no. You put that on your body. So before I came to VidCon in LA, I was in San Francisco and I came from Austin, Texas. It is June. In Austin, Texas and in LA,
things are boiling.
It's very hot. It's very hot. San Francisco is this weird entity that is constantly in winter. I don't understand it. So from Austin, I wore knee-high boots and I had a jacket and a scarf like on me. It was unpleasant for about a minute walking from the car to the airport, but it made the flight so much easier because
there's air conditioning in places anyway.
Exactly.
It's never that hot. It's always like colder on the plane and in the airport.
I know I get really cold feet whenever I'm on an airplane, so I'm more comfortable wearing boots anyway, but wearing the boots, wearing the jacket, having the scarf on me, has freed up a lot of space in my duffel, which I then used for nothing because I ended up buying a lot of stuff in San Francisco.
For me, also part of this is I have to make sure my arms and ankles are covered.
Yeah.
So I wear like the longest layers that I have because I know that I've been on planes and I've had really cold ankles and it's bad. When it comes to what kind of clothes you're packing and like how much of it, you're gonna need more underwear and more socks than you think you do.
And less outfits than you think you do.
When I went to study abroad, I swear to God, I brought my whole wardrobe and I wore about 4 of those outfits.
Right?
You always want to wear your favorite clothes anyway. You're gonna repeat wear them, definitely.
No. This trip, for example, I bought this the second day I've been in San Francisco. I've worn it 3 times. However much underwear you think, you know what if you decide to jump in Trevi Fountain? That underwear is ruined. You want a backup pair. Number 6, very important. No one cares about your shoes.
No one cares about your shoes. The amount of times I've gone to a party really worried about like, oh, I'm traveling, I don't have the right shoes, and I go there and I'm like, no one's looking at my shoes. I'm not looking at anyone else's shoes. No one cares. You do not need to bring like 4 different pairs for any occasion that you might go to.
2 max, okay? You decide which 2 are most important to you, but kind of think about what you're going to be doing. For this trip, I brought a pair of boots that are good double as walking shoes and a very comfortable pair of heels.
That's a very different combo from what I brought because I brought sneakers that I wore on the plane and that if I wanted to like go for a run, or if I'm going to go for a little hike, I can wear those, multi-purpose. And then the other pair just needs to be just like an open pair, so like sandals or Birkenstock, that kind of something, so like summer shoes.
Well, and it depends on your climate too. Whereas like if I was traveling to Norway, I would probably only bring my boots.
Tip number 7. The airport has a lot of stuff. If there's something last minute that you don't have, that you're like, oh God, I'm really gonna need this on the trip, like a converter, like I needed. I suddenly realized I didn't have one for the US. Like, you know what, I'm going to an airport and it might be a little bit more expensive, but it saves you time, it saves you effort, it saves you like having to run out to a shop, maybe pay for a bus or for gas.
Exactly.
It's probably gonna even out and you're gonna be way less stressed. So any sort of like little electronic bits, chargy things, toiletries, they've got so much stuff at the airport,
it's
so
at the
you're
airport.
fine.
On top of that, I don't know how y'all operate. I usually pack like within a day of my travel, and those hours are precious in the day before you leave. You've probably got 1,000 things to do. If you all of a sudden realize you got to make a special trip to a special shop to get something
for like some
that,
cotton buds or something.
Exactly. It's probably whatever extra you're gonna pay at the airport is probably worth the time it would take to go get that. Guess what? Most places you're gonna travel to are gonna have convenience stores and or just stores. Go to them. Spend your money there. Tip number 8, you don't need as much entertainment as you think you do. Really, the entertainment that you're gonna need is for those travel times, bus, train, car, whatever. And if you're traveling with people, you're probably gonna be talking to them. So I know a lot of people who bring books, magazines, laptops, tablets, all this.
Before no, you half of your bag is just filled with that kind of stuff.
You don't need it. If you are a person who likes to read, bring one book. If you run out, if you finish that book, you can buy another book. And you're going to travel. The whole aspect of what you're doing is going to be entertainment. So really, it's just for those in-between nothing times, and just make sure that it's whatever your preference is.
The number of times that I've brought like 3 books with me on a plane and I've ended up watching 4 films instead.
Sudoku and crossword puzzles and a book and a tab. You don't need all that. Pick one.
The next one, again, is a bit of a like packing, not so much space-wise, but more convenience-wise and safety-wise. I have several types of IDs. I have a passport and a driver's license. I actually have one more. I have like quite a lot of them, but I can assume that most people have 1 or 2, but if you have 2, split them over your bags. Put one in your backpack, put one in your little travel purse. That way, if you're going out and someone's gonna steal your bag or you're gonna lose your bag, the other one will be back at home or on your, it will be It's so a different part of you, and or it will be at home.
It's not all in one place, and like getting a replacement passport or whatever if you have some other form ID.
So much easier.
Yeah.
If you have a suitcase as a carry-on and you put it in there and you just like leave it in there for the whole trip, at least it's there as a backup.
Basically, just don't keep all of your eggs in one basket.
Also, because I'm always quite worried about someone stealing my wallet with all my cards in it, and then you're in a foreign country without money, I will put just like some money in my backpack, just like, I don't know, like £100 or something, just so in case I do need a bit. It just makes me feel calmer, because then you're not like, if I lose this, it's gonna be the end of the world, how am I gonna get home?
For our final tip, it's more of a discussion of the pros and cons of your type of travel bag. I have a duffel, and she has a hard suitcase.
Hard shell?
Hard shell
suitcase.
Choose your own adventure. I have this awesome duffel I found at a Goodwill. It's a backpack, it's got a shoulder bag, and it's got handle straps. I like it because it is the perfect size for carry-on, and it also limits me because it is unbearable if it gets overpacked. So like once it gets to that point where it's starting to expand a little bit, I know I've put too much in there and I back on up.
Does yours have wheels?
It does not.
I have a bad back. I need something that I can roll along.
Yep.
And so I already have a backpack on me anyways, and I just don't want to have to carry stuff because it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Also, I like hard shell versus soft because so many people go to the airport with their like soft suitcase. They've unzipped all those extra zips, and they've like pushed it to the edge and all the front pockets, and then it doesn't fit in the little carry-on thing. I don't even have that choice. I want to know, this is the size it is.
And that's it.
If it fits in there, it's alright. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
No. Also, I'm a pack mule, so like I keep everything on me, and I kind of feel like it's exercise. Sure.
That's fine.
I'm fine.
I love my 4-wheel rolly suitcase. Never ever ever buy like a One Direction suitcase, because this one, if you want to roll it through the aisle of an airplane, you just like put it across like that and just push it forward.
So much better.
It is so good.
So much
I love
better.
it. Or like on buses. It's great.
Yeah.
Traveling light.
Yeah.
Traveling as convenient as possible. It's just gonna make you not so like frazzled. Yeah, so those are some of our travel tips.
Yeah.
This is what makes me love packing. Like, I'm excited to pack stuff because I know I'm gonna have to think about how to plan it all out and make it convenient. Yeah, I hope this was a useful list of tips.
Packing cubes. No one cares about your shoes.
We've done some travel videos before, so I'll link those in the description.
Yep.
Also, go check out Malia. She's great. I'll put her Snapchat and her YouTube in the description.
I have been Snapchatting a lot more than I've been YouTubing, but since I've been at VidCon, I have a renewed interest, so you'll probably be seeing a lot more of me in the near future.
All right. If you have any extra travel tips or changes, let me know in a comment, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Do it!